Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OFI6. I am your host, Karma, and shortly we'll have Cam in here. I'm just putting in the link. As he was just running late, there he is. Oh, mate, Cam, how you doing, Cam? Doing well?
Yeah, not bad. Bit annoyed about the situation, but yeah, we'll make the most of it.
Yeah, that's all good. We've already got people saying a hot suit and no pants. Hey, stick around to the end. We'll do a no pants reveal. See if we got any. If I've got pants on or not at the end, we'll find out towards the end. I'm sure Slammer's going to sort me out with one of those polls. But we're getting the lobby set up now. I joined in the driver's briefing and everyone was quite compliant. We're doing a new rule this time around where we are having, for our full qualifying session, we're actually running collisions off completely. So everyone will be ghosted, meaning that nobody can crash into anyone, or there's also no slipstreaming that can happen in our full qualifying session. Just some notes that I would like to go through for this session, just because we're running a little bit behind schedule, is that there are some things of note. So I've just said that we've also got the full qualifying with the collisions off. We've also got no parc ferme, and this will be allow drivers to change their setup during session as well as in between the race and the session, because they are also separate sessions. So the drivers will retire, and then we will set up a new session. All weather is also dynamic for between the two sessions as well, but we are in the middle of the desert, so I doubt it will rain. All tracks will be realistic start time except for Mexico and Monza, which we'll get to the calendar just shortly for those who are unfamiliar with the calendar. OFI is a no assists league and no assist representation of the Australian region, so we will be running no line, ABS or TC or none of the like. So these are the most skilled drivers in the Oceania region that don't need a racing line to break. And just one key change as well is that for the fastest lap point will only be awarded to a driver in the top 10. However, if somebody tries to steal it, that's finished outside the top 10, the fastest lap that's in the top 10 will be counted as the fastest lap point. So if you have the fastest lap out of the 10 drivers that finish in the top 10, you'll be awarded that fastest lap point, which is just 1 point. Just so people can't steal it. So it's pure individual event. I don't know if you guys are able to tell by that, but Cam, what do you think about these new rules and all these rules that have been changed for this OFI6?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think one of the bigger ones is obviously the ghosting, the no collisions. Definitely going to be interesting for the drivers because pretty much no teamwork in qualifying with the toes. So it's just going to be pure pace because, toes can mean a lot, especially around Bahrain with the very long start-finish straight. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be absolute hell of a race in qualifying. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your popcorn and your favourite drink.
Yes, beautiful. I am very excited to see this. Oh, I also forgot. There's actually one other new rule is for the pit stops. They're all in broadcast mode. And
Yes.
pit release assist is on. So essentially, all pit stops are exactly the same. So there's no blocking, no nothing. You go straight in through the broadcast. You come straight out. Everybody gets the same pit stop time. There's no timings, no nothing. Everything is equal. So, that's also the other thing. But you still need to hit the pit limiter on pit entry. Otherwise, you get a time penalty. I think it's 10 seconds. So
10
it's
seconds.
It's pretty intense. Now, also make sure you stick around because during the break between qualifying and the race, we'll be running our sponsored giveaway. Now, the way that I'd like to just talk about the giveaway is that we got Next Level Racing is the major sponsor for, as you can see down the below, is the major sponsor for the OFI, and they have provided an FGT racing cockpit and monitor stand valued up to $1,000. That will be announced in the final race in round 6. Essentially, how it would work is that there's a new code for each round for you to enter. And I'm not too sure when Slam is thinking about doing it, but it might be during the ad break, so just make sure you stick around for that. What will happen is you can enter as many times as you like, but you're only going to get that one entry. So just put your name in once for whatever the code is for tonight. You get that 1 entry, and each night, every time that you do it, you get 1 entry. So you can have a maximum of up to 6 entries across the 6 rounds. So that will be lovely. $1,000 rig, Cam. That's pretty big sponsorship for us, and I'm looking forward to see who wins that. Obviously, we commentators and the drivers can do it, but hopefully somebody in need gets it.
Yeah, it's definitely, it can help. Obviously with skill, and that's absolutely a huge prize. So yeah, make sure you're sticking through the whole stream, and good luck to everyone that enters it.
Yes, it should be good. Now, for tonight, I'm just going to jump quickly into our lineups for tonight. There's been a few changes. So, tonight, this is your lineups. Top best 20 in the region with a reserve in tonight. So, the reserving system, for the people that don't know, there was a time trial leaderboard for five lappers around Portugal. Essentially, total race time dictated if you got a seat or not. So, looking at this, Oscar King and Yusuf Goat will be in the Red Bulls tonight. Now, they're not teammates. It's just that they're sitting in the car together. I'm pretty sure the broadcast mode also negates double stacking. I'm not too sure about that, but that's something can confirm that for me. But yes, so then we got Riley McKay and Campbell Adams in the Mercedes. We've got some new faces in here. We've got Campbell Adams. I believe this is his first, if not, he went under another name. I'm not too sure. Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments, or Cam, if you know, correct me at any stage.
It's his first.
Yeah, that's all right. We got Gregory Prisball and F1 Ferrari Pro in the Ferrari, so it'd be only fitting if Ferrari Pro was in the Ferrari, followed by Al Carud in his famous McLaren, which he won in Silverstone, I believe, in OFI6. Alongside Thomas McInnes, who's also a new addition to the OFI. We've got Seb and Potato 101, who I believe is reserved in OFI before, but I may be mistaken. Next in the Alpine, checkered flag with Spicy Salami. 2 drivers, I believe, that have actually been in the OFI before. Jack Humphreys, obviously OFI winner. Several race wins in the Williams. He's famous Williams. He loves that car. Maybe not in this game because it's 2/10 slower, but Jack Humphreys in the Williams. He needs to be nerfed. That's why I've thrown him in the Williams, I reckon. Next to debutant Mousy Gaming, unless he's gone under another name before in the Williams. The fan favourite Reese Fisher, used to be Mr. OSRL, but no more.
Come on, Reese.
In the V carb alongside race spec Matt Plevy. Oh well, it's not Plevy, it's Plevy. George Morgan set that precedent for the rest of us, and we all failed because Matt came in and told me that we were all saying it wrong. So it's Plevy. Then we've got in the green Sauber, Frosty and Websy. I'm very excited to see these 2 drivers in the OFI. Websy, I know he's a Zandvoort merchant, so come round 3, which we'll get to the calendar in a sec, I'm expecting big things from him. With our first reserve of the series, Big Manry in the Haas alongside Tom Starling. So that's our lineup for tonight. We're just getting around to 7:35, which is when Slammer wanted to kick things off for our full qualifying session. So while we're doing that and while we're setting it up, we'll go through the calendar. Actually, before we do that, Cam, you got anything to say about these drivers that are racing tonight?
Should definitely be an absolutely interesting one. I think everyone knows 3 quick lads. Won't say who, but Prince, Greg, and Riley should be up there. Should be up that top 3.
Yeah, all the drivers currently racing or coaching in the European scene. And I'm sure we'll have a few of those boys checking in tonight, which will be good. Just wanted to quickly just go back to my initial point about the times of getting into the OFI. So the reserves are dictated based on the next fastest time. So it's in list of the next fastest time. So whoever was 21st gets priority first, and then whoever was 22nd gets priority second. So yes, you may see some familiar faces pop up as reserves that didn't make it into the top 20. So Looks like we're kicking it off at Bahrain at the moment, and to transition into this qualifying session, we've actually got a lap from Gregory Prisbell.
Hey guys, it's Gregory. I'm going to take you guys for a lap around Bahrain. Bit of a track guide for OFI. So, heading into turn 1, aiming to break at the 100 meter board, maybe 105, depending on what wing you're running. Get it in, miss the apex slightly, but it's not the line you want to take. Exit now, go through the, open the DRS, and now heading into turn 4. Braking at the 100 meter board, 7th gear, down into 4th gear. The apex, throttle on, and just avoid the jump through tires. Hit the apex nicely, get on the throttle smoothly, good exit. Now into turn 10, tricky braking zone, have to go around the outside to open up the corner. Hit the apex nicely, and exit through. Turn 11 is a bit of a tricky one, the car doesn't like it on the exit, sometimes it says enough is enough. Hit the apex nicely, good exit. Up the gears now into turn 13. 4th gear. Late apex. Get a good exit. Throttle on. Now heading into the last corner. Pick your braking point around the 100 meter board. And get a nice exit through the corner. So that was your lap. That's an alright lap, I guess. Yeah, that's your lap.
And let's see if this works. Come on, please work. There was a lap from Gregory Prisbell there. As you can see, he's a very rapid dude. Improved on his time trial time that he probably deleted so he could redo that so he didn't give away anything. Just looking at this now, I think is it shift 4? Yeah, it is. So I think Greg is going to be our first driver on an out lap here. And he is on the soft tyres. And as you can see, the car behind him is ghosted. And that is to prevent that slipstream that we were talking about. But here we are with Greg coming down to turn 1 now. He's hugging the... This is very interesting. Can't say I've seen that before, but he's hugging the pit line wall, braking at that 100 like he has said in his video. Coming through now to turn 2, up turn 3, getting the throttle down, opens that wing. It's coming down towards turn 4 now. Like he said on his lap, just braking just after the 100. Looks like he locked up the front right there, yeah. I think it was. So he's coming through the S section now. Obviously he's going to go purple because it is the first lap. And he's coming down to this difficult section. That is the downhill hairpin. Now, in that hairpin, it's probably that corner followed by turn 9, 10 here is probably the most difficult braking points on the track. He opens that DRS wing to go through sector 2. And I wonder what he's going to put on here on his first lap. I saw he was the only one on the soft tyre. I just have to wait and see. I can't remember. There we go. We can just have a look. So we can see that Greg's on the soft. We do have a few drivers that are out on the soft, do we? Yeah, Webbsy and Riley McKay are also on the soft, so we'll jump to them after this. But coming down to the final corner now, braking just before 50. Nice little tidy lap here from Gregory Prisbell. Opens up that wing. It's flashing towards line. 1:26.5 to get us started, and that's better than any time I've ever done around this track. As Oscar King comes in, P2 behind him by 1/10. You can still see, I think Webbsy's on a lap, so we'll jump on board with Webbsy. I know Riley's about to cross the line, and he goes fastest.
Jeez.
Yes, by 0.054 of a second. But Webbsy here on his lap. Can he improve? How much is he down? You'll see in the top right corner. Or maybe not. Actually, because it's his first lap. You can clearly tell I haven't done this for a while. It's been a while since I've commentated. I haven't actually commentated on this game. But Webbsy is coming down to the final proper corner now. Brakes just before that 50. Locks the front right a tiny bit, or it might be a visual glitch. He pushes all the way to the line. Can he improve on the top? And he only does a 27.5, 1 second off leader. So he must have made a mistake somewhere in his lap. But that's all from the soft runners at the moment. I do see Ferrari Pro and Yusuf out. I might just sit with Ferrari. But early doors, we're already into those low 26s with the top 3 there.
Yeah, that is very, very quick from the VA boys. I mean, you can't fault them. They're on the game probably 24/7 pretty much. And yeah, just what do you expect really? They were always going to be at the front, but it is Ferrari Pro, and I think the right side just doesn't have the bumps, which is why you see everyone hugging that pitch straight wall to avoid the bumps, which can lose you a couple hundredths, but hundredths are the Ferrari of Ferrari Pro. His teammate Gregory has done a 26.580 into turn 4 now. Ferrari Pro, I'll stay right on the left, cut in. Don't want to lock the fronts. I think Greg might have done that. Might have just locked the fronts into 6. This pit can be very tricky, and the game says he's gone purple sector 1, but it can be very, very faulty. Codemasters isn't the best so far, but we now see Ferrari Pro into 11. Sorry, not 11, 10, which can be very tricky as well. So don't get powered too early, otherwise you will be in a wall. DRS has been activated into turn 11, going about 293 k per hour, rounding, closing into 12, and he's going to be starting sector 3 now into turn 3. The second flush rate. It said he's gone purple. So Ferrari Pro giving a stonker of a lap here as Riley McCann and Gregory already retired from the session, so they're happy with that lap time into 14 and now 15 down the start finish straight. What will it be for Ferrari Pro? 27.330, 2/10 ahead of Websy.
Yes, I'm just trying to fix this this flag issue in the background while you're doing that, so thank you. Ferrari Pro, yes, 27.3, and already 2 of the 3 VA boys have already retired from this session. I don't think 26.5 is good enough. Jump on board with Campbell Adams in his first OFI. I'm just trying to get, sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this to work, but it's not working. Nothing, it's been absolute shambles here, but we've got Campbell Adams coming through on his flying lap. He's got a 105.3 in the second sector. That's pretty nice with a little squiggle on the exit. But we're starting to see a lot of the boys come out, because you'll start to see 2 soft runs to get them through. To get them through into Q2. And he comes across the line and he does 26.8. Just tucks himself there behind, in front of Jack. So that's a very neat time from Campbell Adams. Right next to Jack. Now, I believe Seb is on the lap. Jump on board with Seb in P15, setting his first lap. Now, just while we do this, I will just quickly do something which may pause the stream. Oh, whoops. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. Alright, there we go. Now I can see the chat. I couldn't see the chat for ages, but now I can see the chat. So we're now on board with Seb. He's on a 106.1, so he's only 7/10 off Campbell Adams. So I wonder where he's gonna filter out here. Maybe in between, I'd say Ferrari Pro and Websy somewhere. Probably 27.4 we're looking at here for Seb. Oh, and he's done 27.9. That's nowhere near what I thought it would be. But Seb, he must have made a mistake at the start of his lap, because he's lost a lot of lap time there. But nevertheless, we'll jump on board. I think Plebs is on a lap. Yes, Plebs is on a lap. He's on a 28.4 first sector. It's not too bad from Plebs. He's got to make sure. We saw the sector 2 time before of a 105.3. Is he anywhere near that? He's 106 dead. So that was only 1/10 faster than who was it? Seb. So Plebs has got to nail this last corner if he wants to break into that top 15. Maybe top 12, just to be a little bit safe. Some breathing room. Plebs crossed the line. 27.6. So he goes faster than both Sebs. Up there into P11, but he's still 1.1 seconds off the lead, which is incredible. It's Al Karoon crosses the
VA boys.
line. 127.3. Sorry to cut you off there.
So good. No, I was just gonna say these VA boys are very, very quick, and I'll tell you what, that time from Campbell Adams and Jack Humphreys is very quick as well. But yeah, Riley McKay P1 5/10 quicker than the driver in P5, so that just shows you how quick these VA drivers are. But it'll be the fan favorite Reese Fisher. He's very quick, leading the DRS Tier 1 chip as he's got his rear wing wide open heading into turn 11. And the rear wing is now closed heading into turn 12, which is the end of sector 2. And what is the split for Reese? It's a 105.816, a respectable split down the second straight. Has a little wobble out of turn 13. Just getting used to it now. And into 14 and 15 goes Reese. And the rear wing is going to be open soon. And it's going to be burn to the line. Reese Fisher, what is it? 27.582 puts in P14. He will have to do another lap if he wants to get through to qualifying 2.
Jeez, this is fast. This is fast. He's still the second. He's got to find a whole second to match Riley in Q1. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's
That is incredible.
It's
He's probably punching the air. Is Reese Fisher. That lap. It's not cooking. He was not cooking that lap. But we got a very large margin actually between P20 and P15. So there's still a lot of gains there for those guys. Between P15 and P10, it's only, what's that, 1.1 tenth? There's 1/10 between, exactly 1/10 between 11th and 15th. But to the next driver, it's 2/10. So Frosty's got to find 2/10 to be absolutely safe. But I'm pretty sure Track Evo, correct me if I'm wrong, is pretty big around here. Now,
it can
Potato
be.
has
Yes.
completed his lap and he's done a 0.4 and he's gone and split checkered flag in McJammy. I'm trying to see who that is on. I don't think anyone is. Maybe Tom McInnes is out on a lap and he is, so he's up 8/10. He had to go out again. He'd only done a 1:30.6 and he's definitely faster than that. So Tom McInnes in his first OFI coming down through the back straight here at Bahrain in the middle of the desert. He's gone quite wide on exit. What will this be? We saw 105.3 is pretty much the benchmark. Only 4/10 off that, but he is 2.5 seconds quicker. And no wiggles on exit as Campbell Adams has retired from the session. He said, that's it, I'm confident. I'm one of the 4 in the tops in the 26s. I should be fine. Tom McInnes coming through. Will he improve? He should improve, but where will he go? P9. 27.3. Wow, it is tight from P8.
This is
From P8 to P17, it's 2/10. 2.5/10. That is nothing.
Jeez,
That is
yes.
nothing. That is nothing.
You'd
Oh,
think Jack
Blicky.
Humphreys might be
Sorry, I am so
What's that?
stupid. Blicky, thank you. It is bloody big T-Mac. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. Sorry, I forgot that was him. How did I not see that? How did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? Oh my god. Too much. I've got too much to think about. But Seb crosses the line, and he only improves by 2/10, but he stays 19th. He's not happy. He's not happy shaking the wheel. He's Seb Spicer. That is no good. And a 27.6 is better than my PB. So good thing I said no to reserving to tonight.
It's next week. It's Saudi.
Yes, I will be, but we'll talk about that later. But as you can see, I'm not too sure if I missed the first announcement, but if you enter #salute into the chat, you will get an entry into the next level FGT rig and monitor stand giveaway. But now I've got a bit of dead time. You can see Jack Humphreys 27 dead, he reckons good enough. I reckon it is too.
Yeah.
But what will happen here? Tom Starling also retires from session. So your cut-off point, I reckon your cut-off point here is probably a midpoint. Probably a midpoint 4, I think. So if you can do better,
looking
actually
like
probably 0.4. If you can do better than a 0.4, I reckon you're safe here.
It's so close, though. Holy.
Yeah, it is very close, and I believe unless Seb's going again, which he's got to go again.
Pits.
He's pit, so I think Seb's done. He's not going to have any time, but sitting on board here with Ferrari, he's just doing a nice leisurely outlap, not deciding to use AI to his advantage to get his tyres warm, as most of us do. But yes, we've got a little bit of dead time here. Obviously, top 6 have all qualified, and I'm pretty sure Tom Starling is FVR Tom. I'm pretty confident in that because his tag is still the same, and everybody can confirm that for me. But I'm pretty sure it is. And he's been a bit absent from racing the Oceanic leads as well. But we've requested an onboard of Reese. Yes, thank you for confirming that is Tom. Reese is out like everybody else on their outlaps, but we'll stick on board with Ferrari, and I believe that may be Webbsy behind him. So we'll stay on board with Ferrari for now. Coming down the straight, and that's just so funny. You can tell that I've barely raced Bahrain, knowing that those bumps actually make you go slower on the left. But
yeah.
There you go. There's Seb. He's thrown in the towel, starting on the hards. He's going to go have dinner, and he'll come back for the race. Will Seb Spicer. But Ferrari Pro coming through turn 4. Now, 28.4 was good. 28.1, even better. 300s up on his time. Purple first sector for himself, I believe. Gets down in that hairpin. Nice. Let's jump on board for this turn 10. One of the toughest corners on the track with the braking. Gets it out nice and wide, and he's just missed the apex there, so it's going to cost him a little bit of time. He sees McLaren ahead of him, warming up their tyres. And that was Big T-Mac, Tom McGuinness. But Ferrari Pro's got to find some more time here. We saw 105.3 from Campbell Adams was pretty much the benchmark. 105.4. So Ferrari Pro has a chance here to set up his last sector to maybe break into that 26. Comes down into the last corner. Can he nail it? Looks up a little bit, touches the inside curb, actually stays nice and stable. Can he get into the 26s? Ferrari Pro crosses the line. 27.1. Bruised by a tenth and a half up into P7. He should be safe. Now, I didn't see which Sauber that was. It appears to be Frosty. Yes, Frosty. We haven't seen much of Frosty. He was up a tenth in his second sector. He crosses the line. 127.6. Doesn't improve. He's made a mistake. I believe that's Reese Fisher who's just crossed the line. He's gone into P9, but I'm on board with Plebs who's in the middle of this. And I did just see Mick Jammy jumps up into P6, and there is a Haas on track. Oh my God, it's so hard to keep track of where all these people are. And that is Bags. Bags Liddell coming across the line.
He's
now.
up.
Yes, he is up. We haven't seen much of Bags. Can he improve? He goes 7th.
Wow.
127 dead. What a lap
Wow.
from Bags Liddell. And Seb behind him doesn't improve. We've got a McLaren. I think that is actually Al Karudin, and he goes P11. And we'll quickly jump on board with Webbsy, who's actually pit. He's pit. So Webbsy is out, and I think that's Plebs now coming across the line now. Here comes through Plebs. Can he improve? He is up. He goes 12th. Improves by 3 attempts. Pips Reese Fisher just. And I think they're safe. And they're all safe. Everybody is safe. Webbsy is just safe by 0.029. Wow. Wow.
That is a crazy qualifying. What a lap from Bags on controller.
Yes, if people don't know, Bags, no assist on controller. P7, what a lap on a pad. But the V-Car boys have, the league owners, Reese isn't anymore, but they used to be the league owners. 12 and 13, showing the world that they can drive. But 26.5 from Riley set the benchmark early. That is rapid. Absolutely rapid.
It's just going to keep improving after each qualifying session. So do not be surprised if you see one of the VA boys 26.1, maybe even a 26 flat.
Yeah, so I've just
Here
jumped onto
tonight.
our results screen, which does show our cameras, by the way, because Cam was like, I wasn't able to induct him on the on the cameras. I stitched him up
What
there a
about
little
that?
bit. But as you can see here, I just need to quickly get through the list for Slammer so he can see all the time. So I'll just quickly go down to the bottom for him. But you can see both Sebs down in 19th and 20th with Frosty, Checker Flag and Potato unfortunately missing out. Potato missing out by 0.029 of a second. Unbelievable. Holy crap. That is minuscule amount of time. That is like your front wing's worth of time. And we'll just jump back into the gameplay. But we'll jump back and forth between these two screens in between the qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
So it's stitched up there a little bit, but that's all right. Nothing wrong with the stitch up. But 15 minutes, and we're back here in Q2. Now, this is where boys become men. You got to make that top 10, especially at this track. It's DRS Train Central, as we know. 3 DRS zones on this track. 1 on the start-finish straight, 1 after turn 3, 1 after turn 10. So I'm surprised there isn't a 4th one down back straight, the very last straight, 4th final corner. But we do see some boys coming out early, and I can imagine that they're going to be on old sets. Cam, out of your experience driving, have you driven full qualifying in league before?
I have not.
So this would
I
be
haven't.
your first time kind of experiencing that kind of full qualifying, I guess, strategy in terms of the tyres and what you would do. And do you go out on the used set that you used in Q1 and Q2, or do you just go full balls to the wall, just try and make Q3 and then just start 10th? So there's a lot of strategy that goes on with the full qualifying here for this race here at Bahrain. But if you've missed out, just let you know why the car's ghosted. Because for the whole session, everybody is ghosted so that nobody can give anybody else a slipstream. That is the main reason for it. So it is purely an individual event. And to be honest, I am very pro this change from Slammer, and I believe it happened in, was it WOR or PSGL with Jan this morning?
Yep.
I can't remember which league it
Oh
was.
yeah.
Somebody can
and it was raining.
correct me on that if
It was
I'm wrong.
WOR.
Yeah.
It was WOR.
With
Yep,
WOR,
Mexico.
yes. So we're on board with Greg. So Greg, we obviously watched Greg's lap of Bahrain in time trial earlier, and we watched the first lap of him. I actually don't know who is starting the first lap, but we will stick on board with Greg.
Jax.
So Jax is starting the first lap. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give Jack some love. We haven't sat on board with Jack at all in Q1, so we'll sit on board with him in Q2. So here comes Jack Humphries, notoriously known for his racecraft, and you can put an adjective in front of it if you'd like to. Some may say good, some may say aggressive, but Jack is coming through now, and I've just actually realised that I don't have the lap data open. Sorry guys. There we go. So he did a 28.2. So I believe he's on his old set. Yes, thank you. I did press F2. Thanks, guys. There's a lot going on, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'm a bit rusty. I'm still trying to. I'm getting to it. I know there's 191 of you beautiful humans out there. Shout out to all of you guys for tuning in during qualifying. My God, I can only imagine how many more will tune in later on when we start racing. But Jack Humphries coming through for the Sector 2 split. Saw 105.3 benchmarks, and he's gone to 5.5. So he's clearly on a used set. The amount of time that he gains just through one corner here for Jack Humphries. And a lot of this is down to battery management for this last...
Yeah.
Just for that, it's just one corner, really. Well, two corners if you include the right-hander. But Jack Humphries coming across the line on a used set. 26.8.
What?
I believe that is on a new set. But Greg Bruce, holy shit. Behind him does a 26.3. And we're starting to have the times roll in. Al Carudin, 27.7. I think Riley's coming across the line now, 26.4. So we're starting to see some rapid times come in. Maybe they're not on new sets. Maybe they've gone straight to the new boys. Put on some new boots. But I believe Plebs was on a new set with that 28.1. Webbsy making it easy for me. He's on an out lap. And that's Ferrari Pro. Still on a lap. These guys like to make it difficult, all being together. So it's quite hard to catch them as they're crossing the line. Keeping track of them. But Ferrari Pro has a massive snap on the exit of the final corner. It's only good enough for a 28.2. And considering he jumped into the... probably believe he was in the 26s or low 27s in Q1.
Low 27.
That is not a very good lap from Ferrari Pro. So that wiggle has not helped him at all. We'll jump on board with Webbsy. So Webbsy now, he's done a 28.2, which matched Jax's first sector. So it purely depends on battery usage. As you know, the battery in this game, you can now change to none, and rather than having just hot lap on your quali lap, you can now use the overtake button, as most of you will know. So you may see someone do a really fast first sector, but they may have no battery for the rest of the lap. So it's quite interesting to see what Webbsy's split might be here. And pushing up the hill towards the second sector split, looking for that 105. He's in the 105s, but he's still 5/10 off that benchmark that Campbell Adams set. He's actually gone wide. Now, did he keep the lap? He does. Now, that was on stream. So, if he makes it into the top 10 with this lap, he may get a penalty for that, maybe. Not too sure what the stewards would say about that. But Webbsy goes through 27.5 on the U set. I'm sure he'll improve and make that lap void.
Definitely, but yeah, those VA boys, has to be fresh boots, and I wouldn't be surprised if they retire, honestly, because no one is beating a 26.3, let's be honest. But it will be Campbell Adams behind a ghosted car. I believe Nick Jamie Dodge is behind him. Yeah, because Jax is in the pits. The sector split. 105.3, so he is very quick in the first two sectors, is Campbell Adams. And yeah, as Karma said, it can be a lot. It can be 1 to 2 tenths just in battery alone, so you've got to have it down packed. Now, starting the last straight to the line for Campbell Adams, that is a very quick time, 26.663, and I'll tell you what, the Mercedes drivers looking very smexy right now.
Yeah, that's like we said, 105.3. It's a pretty good benchmark to be pushing for that second sector split. And if you've got that, you're looking pretty good. As Campbell Adams again shows, setting that 105.3, us that you get into the 26. If you're setting a 105.3, you're probably doing a 26, and that's what you need. I think the cut-up, there's a pretty big gap here between the top 5 and the rest of the field, with Tom sitting a bit of no man's land in front of Tom. So we've got all the guys on old boots there, from probably P6 down. I don't think Tom would have done that on fresh tyres, so these guys are going to have to set up now. And I can do see that Plebs is on an out lap. So we'll just sit on board with him while he's doing that, because everybody else should be on an in lap, I believe. If Rari Pro's come out.
Reece is about to finish one.
Is Reece about to finish one? Oh, yes, he is too. Sorry, thank you for that.
He's about to finish one.
So Reece did a 105.4. And he's done
Ooh, that's quick.
That's a good time. 26.9. I do think the cutoff point will be a 27.1 probably, maybe for this session. So I reckon he's improved on the cutoff point there.
Definitely, that is very quick.
Yeah, that is a very quick time there from Reece, but he's still in retrospect, he's still 5.5. He's 0.55 off the lead. It's like, hey, how do you find half a second? It's incredible.
It's These VA lads are absolute aliens. They are not from this world, but it's Yusuf. He did a 105.5 middle sector split. They're only 2/10 off of Riley McKay. So this could be very good from Yusuf to the line. 27.183. That's just going to be on the edge to whether he makes it, because you'd assume this bottom 6 have not put on the fresh boots. So Yusuf will probably have to go out again.
Yes, and thank you, Slammer, for setting up that little bot for hashtag Q1 with the fastest lap time of Greg Prisball. So he's actually gone a tenth, what's that, 0.12? Yeah, something like that, roughly. 0.12 faster than his Sector 1 time. That's rapid. That's unbelievably rapid. Unreal. I couldn't even dream of getting that fast. I'd be in the fence already, I reckon. For tonight's race. But rounding off Q2 here, Plebs in Sector 2. He's looking for a 105. 105.8, not too bad, but he's up 0.6. So he just needs to get this lap done. And I do believe 127 flat or 0.1 might be our cutoff point. So Plebs just needs to get into that bracket. 27 dead at least, Plebs. Crosses the line. 27.2. He's into P9. Proves by 0.8, but I don't know if that's enough for the guys coming out in fresh boots. So, but he's got enough time to get around though.
Does, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. But it will be Ferrari Pro. He's on a 109.3, but the game says he's 3 seconds off. He's in none, and he's in none. He's got 100%, so he'll go again because he's got 100% battery. So the game has been a bit fishy there, but you should see a flurry of drivers coming out of the pits. But you'd think the top 5, maybe top 6, wouldn't have to do another lap.
Yeah, maybe not. Like honestly, if I'm the top 4, I'm probably retiring. I don't think that the whole grid's going to do a 26.6. I think Jack not retiring and Reese. I think Jack's okay. Like I think the 27 dead is your cutoff. So I think the top 5 are okay. They'll take top 6. It's just a matter of, do they want to sacrifice that fresh set of soft tyres? I don't think they will. We'll sit on board with Plebs just to kill some time, as the game does that for me. But yes, we'll throw it back to you guys while we're in this little dead time while they're all doing this. Hashtag Ask Karma, Ask Cam. If you've got any questions for us, please let us know. And we will answer them. Well, I'll answer as many as I can. And Cam will answer as many as he can in the next minute and a half while these guys sort each other out.
Big shout out to Karma quickly for not racing tonight and being on comms.
Oh,
just thought I'd put that in there.
Oh, thanks. I don't need it. I was gonna do it anyway. Even if, like I said, even if you asked me, I wasn't gonna do it. But how did you take those corners in Jeddah Sector 1 flat? There's some good questions coming in. So Cam, you've got one. Is when am I buying you a suit?
Yeah, that should be. I'm looking at a couple of the Ask Cam ones.
Oh, there's one about the Swannies.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was at it and it was not fun.
Did you go?
Yeah, it was a time. I did go.
Oh
yeah.
No.
And I was in a Lions Bay as well, so I would just hear Lions every 2 seconds.
Oh, it's a good chant, isn't it? I mean, I'm a Hawks supporter, but it's good to see Sydney lose. I'm not gonna lie. We've got some questions. Oh, Slammer has asked, pants, shorts, trackies, or jocks? Well, put a poll up, Slammer. Get people to guess. I'll show them at the end. Venti. Hello, Venti. Oh my god, I haven't spoke to you in ages. Are you attending the Oz GP 25 or will you be joining the shenanigans at Crown? I will be watching from a pub, I think. I don't think I'm going to go. It's too expensive. It's like $700 for a 4-day pass. No way. I'm going to Singapore instead, actually. I'm going to the Singapore GP instead. Ooh. So that will be very nice. Looking forward to that. So yes, I'll be at Crown. Any other questions? Ask Karma, can you explain audit and assurance unit? Okay. Oh, no. No, I won't. I won't be doing that because it'll take me too long. But yes, we're starting to get these laps in now. So McJammy, we haven't sat on board with McJammy, so I'm going to sit on board with him. He is in elimination zone. He needs to improve by at least 6/10 to be competitive here, and I believe he's on some fresh tyres. He's got to send all or nothing into turn 1, sector 1, locks the front, just like the game always does for everybody, but he actually doesn't. Gets on the throttle nice and easy, DRS open. And Al Karudin has actually pitted and retired. So
He's out.
I don't know if he's just stuffed up his outlap procedure or he's put on the wrong tyres. That's quite bizarre there from Al Karudin. So you've only got to beat 4 drivers now, considering that he is out. So a little bit less pressure on Jamie, but Jamie probably he's not paying attention to that. He's just trying to get this lap nice and tidy. That looked pretty tidy through turn 10. He's coming down now towards turn 11. What will this sector split? He needs to be under probably a 5.5 to even be competitive enough to get in this top 10. We're coming up to the sector 2 split now. And it's a 5.4 he is on. 4/10 improvement. He needs to find at least a 10th in this final sector. Now, has he saved enough battery? He's not flashing, so he's not recharging. He's got enough battery to go towards the line. Comes through the final corner, just kisses the apex, goes nice and tidy on exit. Will Jamie improve? It's a 27 dead, good enough for 7th, but is that all she wrote? I've just missed it. But Tom's come across the line, 27 dead as well. I'll jump on board to T-Mac. T-Mac, he's improving by 4/10, comes across the line, goes P6 and pips them both. And we've got the Mercedes boys coming across the line now. They should be fine. And Riley McKay.
Oh my God.
Lord. Has he just
Jesus.
destroyed him? And Greg Prisbill's across the line as well. To do a 26-1. And it's really hard to, like I keep saying, it's hard to keep up with all these boys. But I found one. Webbsy coming across the line. Now he needs to improve. 5/10 just keeps it in track limits. Will he improve? Goes 12th. Not good enough.
Oh,
I believe we've got Baxadell crossing the line now too. And he goes 13th, only improves by 5/10. Plevs behind him goes 6th. And then Reese Fisher behind him goes 7th. So it's all up to Ferrari Pro now. And he's down. So I think he's finished. So
yep, he's done.
Tom misses out
By 3,000.
by 3,000ths of a second.
What?
That is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. And Ferrari Pro also 400ths of a second. But I just want to give a quick shout out. Gregory Prisbill didn't even need to go out again. He's just asserted dominance. 26.1 in Q2 is absolutely astounding. That is phenomenal.
Man.
Now I'll quickly jump back over to our little results tab here. If it loads. There we go. So back here on the results, and as you can see, I'll just quickly jump over. Greg Prisbill, wow, what a lap, 26.1. Just pips Riley McKay. These VA boys are cooking. Oscar King, Coach King in P3, 26.4. He's saving his best for last, I reckon. Campbell Adams in his first outing showing great pace here, P4, with Yusuf Goat cooking in P5. But just want to point out, Al Karudin's butchered his last run and came in for the pits. Bags, Adele, Webbsy, Ferrari Pro, and Tom missing out by 3,000 second round off 11th to 15th. But now we've only got 10 remaining.
Yeah, this is going to be very good. I can't get over that. Was it Greg or Riley? The 26-1?
That was Greg.
Far out.
That was Greg.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. Blurs, you already know. Like questions like that.
Oh my God.
There are questions. There are questions, and then there are stupid questions, and there are things you should not ask another person to do. And I salute. But we've got 10 to go. 10 of the finest drivers in the region here, round 1 at Bahrain, Q3. And boy, if we saw a 26-1, can we start seeing... Do we see a 25? Let us know in the comment. Let us know in chat. Do you reckon we'll see a 25? Surely. Surely we get to see a 25. Hey, actually, I'm going to ask Miller in front of 190 people. When was the last time you raced? Because I haven't spoken to you in yonks.
Yeah.
Yeah, on F1, Miller. But we've got some boys already out. So we've got Plebs and Jack. I believe they're obviously going to be on a used set. Unless they saved the doubles offset, because you probably won't use the softs around Bahrain. Your tyres die. So we're getting some predictions. Let's get all these predictions in the chat, and Slammer might put together something special from one of the sponsors, maybe. If you can guess the closest time to pole. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be,
There it is.
Wouldn't that be special? As Slammer's just let us know that there is an extra point for pole position in the OFI. Now, I didn't actually...
Yes.
He didn't actually debrief me on that. So I didn't know that, actually. So there is a point like F2. And F2, I believe it's 2 points. Or 4.
Two.
Yeah, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
That if you get the fastest lap, obviously in qualifying, you're on pole. But you also get an extra 2 points. But let's get some of these lap times in. We've got a few good guesses here. So ACW, why are you not racing, man? You should be racing. You should have tried out. You're an absolute jet. But we've got J-Man and Miller and Farmer Sam. These are some very accurate times. But Plebs has started his lap, and I do see that Jack was up ahead, starting his lap too. But it's really good to see a lot of these guys in this top 10. I'm sure it'll be different every week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, I feel like if you get pole time bang on, you may as well just give them the sim racing setup slam. I reckon that's the deal, because that is going to be mad. But yeah, it is Plebs who's on a lap. He said he's gone purple, which should mean he's gone quicker than Jack's ahead of him in the Williams. But we'll have to see if that is factual, because this game can lie about sector times. But the rear wing wide open, as you can see. McJammy, Zelge, Meowsy Gaming on Discord, just warming up the tyres, obviously while ghosted. In front of Plebs, what will the middle sector split be? It's a 106.1. So I think this might be an old pair of softs, because that isn't too competitive. But obviously if it's on the old softs, will not matter too much. But Jack Humphrey's 27 flat is more than likely on the old boots. What about Plebs? 27.640, so he'll be wanting to improve on that time.
Yeah, he will. Like Campbell Adams. Wait, Campbell Adams. What was that? Was that a 0.8? Was that a 4.8?
4.8.
Was that a 4? That was a
4.8.
4.8 from Campbell Adams. He's definitely on new softs. What are we going to see here from Campbell? Coming across the line now. 26.191 matches Gregory Brisball's
Yeah, I was going to say,
Q2
the exact same one.
He has matched his time. That is a great lap. That's a phenomenal lap, actually. Wow. He's matched his time. That is fantastic. But we've got some other of the boys starting their laps. I did see T-Mac. Tom got stuck there. And we got Jammy on a lap too. But I do think somebody else was on a lap, and that was Reese Fisher. He crossed the line on old softs. But I'm going to stay on board with Jammy, because if you guys have watched me stream before, I don't like jumping between people because it gives the audience a bit of a headache. So I kind of like to stick with one person. But Jammy, 5.3. So he's looking at a high 20. He's looking at a high 26, 27 flat. Does he have the battery to get him to the line? He's just flashing, and he's flashing again. So he's just depleted the whole battery. Has McJammy, and he crosses the line, 26.8. Jumps into P2. He's still 7 tenths, or 6 tenths off the leader.
That's very quick from Campbell Adams.
Yeah, that is astoundingly quick. But there is Riley in front of him. Now, I haven't sat on board with Riley yet. It's a bit of a tongue twister. But you can see when these boys are driving, they seriously swing the car in the corner. Like if I sit on board here, you might see it here. You can see how that car, I don't know if you can tell on stream, but the car, it like goes in and then straightens up and then goes in again. Absolutely peak of grip on the knife's edge there from Riley, slamming the car through the corners. You don't need to be careful in this game. Riley coming across the line now. Can he beat it? 25.9 from Riley. Wow. As Yusuf crossed the line, Gregory Prisball did a 4.7 in the second sector. 26 dead. For Gregory Prisball doesn't break into 25s. Riley currently on provisional pole with Oscar King. 26 dead as well. Under a tenth separates the top three. 2/10 separates the top four. Wow, we have a qualifying on our hands here. This is very close. Now, you've only probably got one more run left here. And I can imagine these boys are coming into the pits. I don't expect them to be going around again. Like, Jamie's probably coming in. And then Greg's probably cooling down. I think Riley's cooling down as well. So, yeah, they're all cooling down. Oh, actually, I like this question. Who is winning the Melbourne Cup? Well, I don't know who's qualified. Yeah, I don't know who's qualified for the Melbourne Cup yet. But if Pride of Jenny has qualified for it, then probably Pride of Jenny. But I don't think it will. So maybe Berkshire Breeze if that's qualified for it. I need to see who's qualified for it so I can have a look. But actually, I'll ask Miller because Miller loves it. Miller, who do you reckon's winning the Melbourne Cup? But I did see something before about the what's it called? About the 2 points for getting on pole. It was mentioned in the briefing, but I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy setting up the stream. So sorry about that. But something I've noticed is T-Mac hasn't actually gone out for a lap yet. So he must be just doing one lap only on a new set of soft tyres. And I don't blame him. He's just got a different mentality, I reckon. But yes, we're here, and Riff Rocket before he died. Okay, Miller's just, pardon my French, Miller's spitting shit at this point. They are rubbish. But I did see a question from you earlier. When am I going to see you bashing up F4 lobbies on iRacing with me? And do you want free tickets to Caulfield this weekend? I wouldn't mind going to the Caulfield Guinness, but I am doing a 10K on Sunday, so I can't do that, unfortunately. But yes, we've got the top three VAA. They've been there all night. Can somebody make an impact? Can it be Jack? Can it be Campbell Adams? Or even McJamie? Reese Fisher? Yusuf's been cooking tonight, and that is a pretty poor lap from him. I think he can definitely get into that low 26. But we're going to start seeing everybody coming out of the pits now. And is that T-Mac? T-Mac's going to be first out. Yeah, we haven't had much of T-Mac so far. Now, actually, I'm going to correct myself. I do believe I did see him out on a run, but he may have gotten blocked earlier on. I don't know. We have 190 people watching, so somebody probably saw it. Did he get blocked and then have to come in? Or did it look like he invalidated? Because there's 20 cars that I've got to pay attention. Or 10 cars in this instance, but a lot of cars I've got to pay attention of. But, yes, T-Mac, Tom McInnes. He's also streaming, by the way, I believe. I believe most of these guys are streaming this. So be sure, look up, I think it's Big T-Mac if you want an alternate point of view for tonight. So, something that would be good, Slammer, is if you could do a link to, like like a exclamation mark and then the driver's name in the game. And then it shows their stream if they're streaming.
Campbell Adams is also live.
Yeah, Campbell Adams also live. Yes, I believe Jack might be as well. So there's a few guys that are out here streaming tonight, and you can get your alternate POVs for free. None of this Sky Sports rubbish. It's got your Sky Q Glass customer crap. But we've got Big T-Mac starting his lap. And he's finally going to get a run in. And Bags did confirm he didn't invalidate. So T-Mac, he could have gotten blocked, or he just made a mistake. But he didn't invalidate, according to Bags. He's coming down into turn 1. Very nice and tidy. Tucks it in on that apex. Nice apex of 2. Gets all the curb on 3. Looks pretty tidy. Not on the limit. Now we're looking for probably a dead. And what do we get here from Big T-Mac? Do we get a 28 dead? 28-1. He's looking at a high 26. So he just needs to get this lap nice and tidy and stay within track limits because he is P10 otherwise. So it's all rides on the shoulders. Let's jump on board with him. And he stays quite tight actually for turn 10. I think he made the car rotate a bit more. Usually, like we saw on Gregory's lap, you stay there quite wide for that corner to open it up so you can carry more speed through. But here comes T-Mac. As we saw Campbell Adams, he did a 4.7 as the timer clocks clicks down to 0. What can T-Mac do? 5.3. He's looking at a high 26, maybe 26.6, 26.8, around that range. Let's come down the final corner now. Who's the driver behind him? Cam?
It is Oscar. It is Oscar King.
So Oscar King is behind him, and he is up. Tom crosses the line 26.7, and we got Oscar King crossing the line now. Goes fastest 25.9, improves by 300 over
And then it's Reece.
Riley, and then we got Reece crossing the line, and he goes 8th, improves by 4 tenths. With I believe that might be Jack Humphreys behind him. There was. Yeah. And he crosses the line 26.4.
Oh, it's Riley. Oh, Riley didn't beat him.
And Gregory improves 25.9. And I believe that's Plevs coming across the line now. But Campbell Adams is probably the only one that can contest him here. Plevs crosses the line, goes P7. Campbell Adams
He had a moment on the exit.
He was only a 4.9, so I don't think he would have improved anyway. But there you have it. Unless Yusuf has got anything to say about it. He's up 5 tenths. Where will he go? P5 for Yusuf Goat.
Oh, wow.
Wowee. What a qualifying. 25s. 2 drivers in the 25s. That's incredible. We'll jump back over to our little results screen here. And we jump on board. We got Gregory Prisball improving 200ths over Oscar King and Riley McKay. Only 33 thousandths behind P1 here at Bahrain. But Campbell Adams only 2 tenths behind them. And it's going to be a matter of DRS and managing DRS. And I've accidentally gone too far. There we go. So there you have it. There is your top 10. Yusuf Goat showing great pace in P5 there, 26.4. But Gregory, best of the rest. Now we're going to have a bit of intermission here. And I'll just quickly jump back to our comms cameras. Pull everything back up. All right, there we go. There we have it. Wow, what a qualifying. Full quali. Gregory Prisball and Oscar King and Riley McKay all all passing into that little small gap of 33 thousandths. That's incredible. That's seriously, like any of those three can win in my eyes, but you know, you never know with DRS. It gives you that extra 5 tenths a lap. Some maybe, you know, keep some drivers in it. Some drivers might be having might get the race set up right, but had the quality set up wrong. So, you never know.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. What changes can be made? So take it away, Carla.
Oh well, we're not starting yet. This is the Actually, I'll change it back because it's a bit of carnage and it's good fun.
Oh,
I'll change it back. I do love this. The carnage of the resetting of the lobby. Bit of fun. As you can see, everybody's retiring from session so we can get the lobby set back up for the main race. And Yusuf just doing his little practice start, I believe. But I'll just change it back quickly because it's just everybody doing the old setup there. So yeah. Wow. Well, we've probably got about, I don't know, about 8 minutes before we set up the next lobby. So we've got some time to kill, and we do have some ask people. And Miller, you would be correct. That is, in fact, actually, I'll grab it. That is, in fact, an ancient relic. It's a PlayStation 3. This thing is is an ancient relic that is sitting here. I pulled it. I can't remember why I pulled it out for, but I'll tell you what. It's way more exciting. It's way more exciting than this thing. All right. It's way more exciting than that book. I can tell you that. But
What?
what did I grab it out? I was trying to play Modern Warfare 3. Actually, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to play Modern Warfare 3 on it, but the disc is corrupted. So, but yes, Blicky is desperately wanting me to stand up, and I'm not going to stand up. That's for the end of the stream.
No.
That is for the end of the stream. Are you sitting in complete darkness, by the way, Cam?
I should have turned my lights on. I really should have.
Hey, the lights have gone off and then come back on, and all of a sudden you're in a suit jacket.
Well, I've got my.
Did my suit delivered? He's got my suit.
It's some dodgy Oz posters. They've left it somewhere. Where is it? I can't. Where? I had some. Hang on.
we got some more questions. We got Devo. When are we getting a grid walk? Well, I don't know if I could do I don't know if I could even do a grid walk. If I was to do that, I could do like short interviews beforehand. Might be a good idea for future. That'd be interesting. Maybe if we could do like driver interviews before the race, maybe.
Yes.
If you've got any suggestions actually for the OFI and things you'd like to see and like us to try and do, make sure leave them in the chat if it's whichever side of the screen it is that I'm pointing. Because Slammer would love to hear it. Obviously, there are things that you might see that we don't. So that would be good. But wow, what a qualifying! We've got 3 drivers, all from VA. Can somebody verify? Because obviously I've been a bit absent as of late. VA. What is VA? Is it an academy? Are you aware of what VA is?
Yeah, Veloce Academy.
It is Veloce.
Veloce Academy.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't too sure. I've been asked to do a backflip. I can't do a backflip. Room tour. No, because then you'll see my pants or my skin on my legs. So no. Tell us about how you are the king of defending around Japan. Hey, Farmer Sam, that was fantastic. That was a good race. VSC on Fridays. Last Friday we did a race around Japan, but nevertheless we're cutting off. Now, while Slammer is setting up all of this next session, what we'll do is I have a nice little graphic for the calendar, so we'll just jump through into that.
Ooh. Juicy.
So, obviously, round one here tonight, we've got Bahrain with, obviously, the VA boys in P1, 2, and 3, separated by 3,000 seconds. Round 2, Thursday, we're back, same time, 7:30 Melbourne time, 10th of October. Round 2 at Jeddah, where I will be participating. So, I'll be filling in the OFI. But round 3, Zandvoort. This, like I said before, is Webbsy's favourite track. One of the drivers in OFI. He's rapid around there. Followed up by round 4, 14th of November, back here at Monza, DRS Train Central. And then my specialist track. I don't know if I'll get a seat around here, but Mexico, round 5, 8th of December. And then to knock it all off, final track, Las Vegas, round 6, 10th of December. So this is over 3 months, 6 rounds, 2 rounds each month, second week of each month, I believe it is. So thank you to Slammer for putting all of this together, and he's put actually together a lot of the graphics that you've seen here tonight. So you can, I haven't actually come up with these graphics at all. These are all being done by Slammer, and I've just put them into the stream. So thank you to him for all of that. So, yes. Captain Jack has actually asked Slammer a question. How about a 3-lapper with tier top drivers like Auskick halftime for the lobby reset period? Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love that. That'd be so funny. It's like the F1 the rookie race that they wanted to do, that they want to do. I think that would be pretty good if they could get some F2 boys in the F1 cars. But we got 29 laps here at Bahrain. And look, anyone can win this in the top 8. It's all going to be down to strategy. Look, honestly, it's a lot of these drivers are going to know based off qualifying. Like they're going to be like, look, I don't think I can win, but I think I can get a good result and show off my pace against some of the best guys in the region. And well, I'm going to go straight and say it. Cam, who's your pick for tonight? Who do you reckon's going to win?
Well, if my money wasn't on a VA driver, I think I'd be my brain would be somewhere else. But it's got to be one of the VA lads. It's just who will be on top. I'm gonna go Prince.
Prince? All right, I'm going Greggy P. But before we start, we got a word from our sponsor. So that is what everybody's going to win for tonight. I've just quickly jumped back into here because I thought it was going to be ready, but it's not. So, but that is what that you can win by putting in #salute, which I actually haven't done yet. So I'm going to do that now while we're doing that, just so I can put myself in the tag. But all the drivers are setting up their all of their settings right now. We'll just jump on board, jump in the game, so we're all ready to go when the race starts. So I can just sit here and we're waiting for good to go. And I'm pretty sure we have formation lap off. Is that correct, Cam?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it's off.
Yeah, due to the glitchiness nature of formation lap with warming up the tyres and whatnot. Why do we do lobby resets, says Bum Sam? The reason why we do it is to wipe out any of the 5-second time penalties that might occur from the game giving out some poor penalties. And it's also just a clean reset for any disconnects or lobby connection issues and whatnot. And also because collisions were off for quali. Thank you, Ash. Thanks for reminding me of that. And to turn ghosting off. Yeah, so that's also what Ash just said. Beat you to it, Slammer. But yes, we'll get underway shortly here. But thanks again to Next Level Racing for sponsoring today and the rest of the rounds ongoing into December. Appreciate the support and potential to win, valued up to $1,000 FGT racing rig and monitor stand, which is phenomenal work from all of the guys at Next Level. So just by participating in the event, you can win $1,000 up to equipment. So that's great, and I hope it does go to someone who genuinely needs it. And I tell you what, if I win it, I will redonate it to someone as well, rather than sell it. So, to someone that actually needs it, rather than to anybody else. Miller, you don't need it. I don't want to hear it. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights here at Bahrain, and the lights are out, and we are racing. Greg Criswell gets off to a nice start. A little bit less wheel speed than Oscar King. He's got to make sure keeps the lead here into turn 1, and he does, and it's nice and tight through the back, but they all get through quite nicely. There is some position shuffling through the midfield. We can see that Reece Fisher maintains his position in 7th, but they're side by side in the background there with Plebs and McJammy. Plebs gets through, and it does look like a lot of the drivers are on the hard tyre. We'll quickly swap over, and everybody has opted the hard tyre. And Jack Campbell-Adams fighting for position with Jack, and Jack is very aggressive there on the start. But we've had a lot of shuffling of positions, and as Jamie and T-Mac fighting as well. And, Websy shoves his way through on checkered flag in P12. He's made up some moves early, and the two Sebs fighting at the back. But at the start, we've got Greg Prisbell leading Oscar King, Riley McKay, and Campbell Adams 8/10 behind. These boys are already pushing.
Yeah, they're going fast. As just before there was Tom Starling around, so he's still in the train, which is good because obviously safety cars are off here tonight. But can the VA boys drop Campbell Adams? They're all, I'd assume they're all in a voice chat with each other. But DRS will be enabled next lap. What will Prince do? They're all hugging the pit wall. Prince on the back of Greggy P. Now they're moving to the left of the track, and they stay in order. Oscar just electing to not make any moves, not make any collisions.
He'll go for it
that's
here,
Webbsy and Potato going at it.
Yeah, Oscar
And
goes for
Prince
it.
gets the move done.
Yeah.
Into turn 4. New race leader.
Oh, with 3
is
wide.
Oscar King.
With 3 wide into turn 4. But Al Carudin maintains position. These are some hard hitters at the back of the field here, so we might see them come through. As that's Tom. He's around. Tom is around again, so he's having an absolute horror start. Is Tom Starling. Unfortunate. He started in the top 10, I believe. Oh, no, he didn't. He started 11th. So Tom Starling from 11th to 20th. Very unfortunate start from him. He's got to make sure he catches back up for DRS, because this train is going to be hard to catch if you fall out. Which it looks like we already have. I think as Yusuf, I just missed if he didn't have DRS, but I don't think he's got it. I think he's lost DRS, so the top 5 already pulling away.
Yeah, and Campbell Adams is staying with these VA boys. It's also Jack Humphreys with Campbell Adams, but now it's a single detection zone for a double DRS zone, I believe. I'm fairly sure. So Greggy P, yep, he's pretty much already getting that move done. They're 2 abreast down the start-finish straight. Campbell Adams sets the fastest lap, and it's now Greggy P takes the lead of this race. Oscar King drops down to P3 just in front of Campbell Adams. Riley McKay not looking for a move, but he's gonna have DRS. Greg won't have DRS, so it wasn't the single detection zone, and Riley McKay gets the move done on the Ferrari of Gregory Prisbell. I feel like I botched that.
It's Gregory Prisbell, yes. The man with no
Prisbell,
syllables in his last name. Gregory Prisbell, Mr. Alphabet himself. And mate, they're already 2 seconds off. It's been 3 laps, and they've already dropped 2 seconds. The power of DRS is insane around here. So we've got 2 trains already flying with the top 5 already breaking Yusuf, and I'm sure Reece isn't too happy about that. But 1.6 seconds is Yusuf off. They need to catch back up here, because this is their only chance that they're going to get. But just like to, while we're in a bit of a lull before this next straight, we'll just quickly go through position gains. So as you can see, Tom Starling down 9 positions, Potato and Checkered Flag both up 4, Roper up 1, Wiley up 2, but they're changing positions, and Jack Humphreys up 1, got that move on Yusuf, and then he was able to maintain position in P5 and tuck in behind these boys who are going to be interchanging position for the whole race, I can imagine. And you can already see 3 DRS trains forming here with the front, mid and back pack. As through goes Gregory Prisbell, but we're going to see this where these 3 are just going to work together with the power of DRS and friendship.
Friendship. It'll be friendship the first stint. I'd like to see friendship in the last 2 or 3
yes,
laps.
but I'm actually, sorry to cut you off. I'm actually just jumping on with Yusuf there. Reece wanted him bad, and Yusuf's got the DRS again back into turn 4 and gets through, and they're just losing more and more time here. 3.2 seconds now is the gap from P5 to P6. That's crucial for this race.
Yeah. It's 3.5 seconds in 4 laps. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is
That
crazy.
crazy, but it's still Campbell Adams staying with these VA boys who, might I mention, are PSGL F2. That is one tier off of the esports drivers. So they're very quick, and Campbell Adams and Jack Humphreys are staying with them. The top 4 haven't changed positions, and as Karma said before, Jack got the move done on Yusuf, who is now 3.2 seconds behind this top 5, but you can only imagine that this top 5 is just going to keep changing with the DRS down the start-finish straight and into turn 4 as we're about to start lap 5.
Yeah, this is just going to be a regular occurrence. You can see these 2 boys are just sticking right next to each other, and is Riley thinking about it? He was thinking about it then into turn 1, but what I'm more interested in is Race going to go for the move, and he's actually closed DRS on the back of Yusuf, which is quite smart because last time he tried to go for the move into turn 1 and then gave Yusuf DRS because the DRS point is actually at the start of turn 1 for sector 1's DRS into turn 4, and Reese decides to bang it out wide and not go for the overtake. So he's conceded the position for now, but Riley got Prince, well, I say Prince, Oscar back on turn 4. And Tom's making a move down the back. But we've now split into 4 groups. So we've now got 4 little snakes moving through sector 2.
Yeah, it's, as Karma said earlier as well, DRS is everything at most tracks, especially Monza. If you lose DRS at Monza, you are screwed, and that is on the OFI calendar, so make sure you're tuning in to watch that one. But into sector 3, the top 5 go now, and it's Riley McKay 5.5 tenths in front of Oscar King. You wonder, will one of them be able to pull away? And it's just going to be so hard to do, but Oscar King is going to have DRS on Riley McKay, the Red Bull driver, on the Mercedes driver, hugging that pit wall, and he gets the move done. Oscar King takes the lead. Is he going again? No.
What does Greggy P do here? It depends if Riley gets DRS, right? So if he gets DRS, which he does, Oscar might just let him back through, which he does. So that's just smart. That's just textbook from Oscar there. But notably enough, Reese got through on Yusuf. Now, whether this stays the same, it's going to be all up to Reese. He's quite a smart man when it comes to race strategy. So it depends on whether or not he wants to try and brake or use Yusuf as leverage to try and catch the top guys. But based off what I saw in the first couple of laps, he probably wants to brake him.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to think that he's got the pace. It's already 6.5 tenths, but Yusuf will have DRS. That is a pretty long train. That is from P6 to P12. And then obviously the train behind that. But this top 5, absolute clinical stuff. Not fighting because you don't want to fight in the first stint because there's not positions to be made in the first stint just because of DRS swapping. It's that second stint, the last stint in the last couple laps where juicy things will happen. And if you get damage at any of the events, you will race pretty much over with no safety cars. But Oscar King will have DRS on Riley McKay, gets it done. Gregory Rizzaville gets the move done. Oh, Campbell Adams nearly backing up into Jack, but they're fine. Gregory, is he going to get the move done on Oscar King into turn 4? He's got the DRS open. No, he stays back.
Yeah, he notably closed it then. Like, you can see, I don't know if Yusuf will do it here, but he hasn't. Like, Reese did it down into turn 1 earlier on where he closed it to line him up for turn 4. You might close it to line you, to just stay behind, maybe save some battery to help you push from the guys ahead. It's very crucial, ERS management, especially in the race. Like, if you've got this gap, it's now 5 blown out to 5 seconds, which is about 8 tenths a lap, which is insane to think about. The DRS is just so powerful, because essentially this group behind the top group, essentially the top group's going as fast as whoever's in the lead, and then the next group's going as fast as whoever's in the lead of that group. So if Reese is the fastest out of these guys, He needs to make sure that he either A, maintains that lead, or B, breaks him. Because if Yusuf gets ahead of him and he's slow again, like he was before, he's just going to hold him up even more. And he doesn't really want to back them into the other train, but there are becoming sector splits here. Like Al Karudin's 3.7 off the next one. And we've seen Al Karudin's won races here in the OFI, and he's stuck in P13, just can't catch up. It's DRS. But Gregory Priswell going through again into turn 1. And I believe Riley's going as well, and he is. And they're all saving in either none or in medium, and it's just charging. And Frosty has got our cut myself off. Yusuf and Plebs are fighting. This will help Reese. Plebs just wants to get by, and we've already had our first retirement. Unfortunately, Seb is retired in the pit lane. Unfortunately, he won't be able to catch back up. Frosty also had a 3-second time penalty. He's 2.3 off the back, and unfortunately, he's going to be in a bit of no man's land as there is no safety car. But Plebs does get through on Yusuf. Whether or not he can maintain that, it'll be up to him. Now, somebody did confirm before that Yusuf is actually on pad.
Yes.
Because he is injured. So that's even more impressive. Because him and Bags are both obviously on the pad, which is incredible. No assists on pad is just mind-numbing. That's like carpal tunnel in a nutshell, that is. I don't even want to think about it.
Crazy.
But nevertheless, we continue. So I wonder how he's going to go longer on into the stint on pad and how more difficult it will become for him. But like I said, Bags really good here at Bahrain. Unfortunately, he's had a really shocking start. He's stuck down in 18th behind Seb Spicer, but back up to the front. Riley goes around very quickly around Greg. And Prince, I keep saying Prince, but Oscar tucks in behind Riley. Riley goes a bit deep into turn 1. Might give Prince and Oscar a run, but tucks in behind. So there'll be no change here for the top guys, and I can imagine that Jack is just going to be sitting pretty as we have Frosty retire in the pit lane with the 3-second time penalty, not being able to catch back up. So that's his race done as well. I don't blame him. Obviously there was an issue lower down in the field that unfortunately caused that. I do see Al Karudin fighting with Websy. There's 3 wide actually going into turn 4. And Al Karudin maintains position. And I do see that Potato's actually fallen off the back of Ferrari Pro, so he's struggling too. But down the inside goes checkered flag on Tom Starling. And they're side by side coming towards turn 9. Will they get through? Tom gets through. There is a bit of contact, tiny bit, but they manage it. They get through nice and well. Stick on board, and he's just behind him. And I think he's going to concede the position here, which he does. Checkered flag. Very responsible. There's always another time in the race, and you're already 3 seconds off the guy ahead, so you might as well concede the position. But to think that this top group, 7.3 seconds in 10 laps, or 9 laps, just incredible. Incredible amount of pace from this top 3, or top 5. Campbell Adams in his debut here in the OFI, maintaining position with these guys. And this is like what I said in qualifying, right? It's like you can lead, you can be the quickest in qualifying, but DRS is a powerful thing. And if all you got to do is stay in it, all you have to do is stay in it, and any of these top 5 can win from here. It's all going to be a matter about strategy and pit stop and who can get ahead at what time. Will we see undercut, overcut? And I do see, is that Yusuf and Plebs fighting? Yusuf has just gotten through on Plebs. Did you see what happened there?
Oh, I just saw Campbell Adams had a huge moment going into turn 10, so he has lost a tiny bit of time. But yeah, Reese pulling away from Yusuf as well, so Reese making his own little train by himself. So obviously not a train, but he just wants to get a move on and have any hope of fighting the top 5. Maybe go for an undercut or an overcut to catch up, but it's going to be very, very hard.
Reese needs to push to break this group. I see Plebs has also done it, but I've also just noticed that you'll notice here on Websy as he turns in, that he's got a floating front end plate on the right-hand side. So Websy carrying damage, unfortunately. But Reese, 1.2, and Plebs is 1 second behind Yusuf, so he might And he's just tucked back in. So Plebs will get the DRS. You can see the top guys are fighting again. Well, not necessarily fighting. They're working together, I would say, as Oscar goes through. But behind, Plebs did get DRS, but he's under threat here from McJamie. McJamie comes through, and Tom McGuinness comes through as well. So they're all pressuring Plebs here. And they get through. Does Tom get through? He's on the inside, turns into the outside, and he gets through as well. And Plebs under threat again. And he loses another position. So Plebs has just gone from 8th all the way down to 11th in the matter of 5 corners.
Yeah, it's what can happen without DRS and just getting under attack and guys wanting to get a move on, and that's Tom Starling. No, it's not. Sorry, it's Bags having a bit of a moment out the back, not having a great race. Doing quite well in qualifying, but yeah, when lads just want to get a move on and you've not got DRS, spicy things can happen. And as what happened to Plebs, you can lose positions in a matter of turns.
Yeah, that's it.
Websy.
Yeah, you're spot on. Like, it's just, well, they're fighting again, actually. Tom gets back through on Websy, and he's made sure of it. But they've got to make sure also, like, Reece broke Yusuf. And now Yusuf is tucked back in. So this train has become one again. And these top guys are still changing position. So they're going to keep changing position until they pit, and then from there is when we'll get the spiciness of that. But until then, this next group behind seems to want to punch on, and they're already 10 seconds off the lead, almost half a pit stop. What is the pit stop around here? You know?
Oh, I've got it. It is... give me 2 seconds. I thought I had it.
Someone in the chat.
It's around 20 seconds.
20 to 22. I think Devastator has just said 22.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking about 22.
Now, I am sharing the love a bit, and I am... Geez, Tom is seriously on the back of Al Karoon here. Does he think about a move into the hairpin? No, he does not. But that would have been interesting there from Tom. He does like going for moves in interesting spots. But, yeah, that group, it's quite spread now, from 6th to 11th. But just jump on board with Reece. But it's quite spread now, so they're kind of just consolidating their position at the moment. I think they've given up on fighting. They just want to get to the pit stop, which is around about 14, 15 laps. Depends if you want to undercut.
Yeah.
Ash T reckons it's 23 seconds. So, yeah, anywhere around that 23-second mark. And we do have broadcast mode on. Obviously, the front guys are fighting. Well, they're not fighting, again, working together. But I do think we might see Yusuf on the go here from McJamie, who's making his way through the field. Well, back through the field, more like it. But Yusuf has that DRS advantage and power. It sucks being the third guy on the train. It absolutely sucks, doesn't it?
Cannot get moves. Like, second guy nearly almost will get the move on the first guy, but unless you're burning hard, it's not likely that you're going to gain any position. So it can be a bit frustrating at times, but you just got to stay with it and not get impatient.
Yeah, that's it. It's so tough. It's so tough. And is that Tom trying to look at he's just all over the back. Look at this. All over the back. Our crew goes for a move into the hairpin. Oh, and he just squeezes him a bit. But they're side by side coming up towards turn 9, 10. And he's got the outside, which is actually probably the better line here. And he goes around the outside, gets on the power early, and he should get the move done here, should Tom. And that's a very powerful move from him. Obviously with his unfortunate start. But he gets through. And someone's just asked in the chat, Dunno, he's just asked, will Riley and Campbell have to box on separate laps in broadcast mode? And he said yes. So like I said before about the double stacking, it actually does happen. So that is interesting that the two Mercedes are together. So that is going to stuff up Riley's race if Campbell decides to undercut here. And I do see the Al Karoon. They're fighting. Oh, they made contact. Tom has just been hit on the entry into the final corner, and that's knocked him out of position a bit. And I do see McJamie was having a look at Yusuf, but they are still fighting into turn 1, and through goes Al Karudin on Potato. And they've caught Potato, actually, so they've reeled him in. And 2 Alpines are fighting just behind. Seb and checkered flag. Don't make a meal of it, boys. But the train continues.
Does, and as Cam said in the chat, this is crazy to look at. There are 3 different races going on. You've got the front 5, then you've got P6 to P11, then you've got P12 to P18. So you've got 3 mini races going on here in the one race, as we see Potato and Tom Starling going at it. But Tom gets ahead before turn 10. But yeah, it'll be interesting. When does... I mean, you've got the 2 Mercs together, the 2 RBs together, the 2 McLarens together, the 2 not the 2 McLarens together, the 2 Hasses into the Alpines. So you wonder if they're in the same voice chat, which I highly doubt that the VA boys are in like they'll just be in one. Yeah, they can't talk. They'll just be in one with themselves. So Campbell Adams and Riley McKay. I'll have to figure out when to box as Al Karud and get the 3-second time
good.
penalty.
Yeah, that's not good for
That
him.
can
That puts him
often
dead
do
last
races.
at this point. And I think that's Tom going for a move on Al Karudin. And yes, it is. Tom gets through. So these guys, it's so is that Reese fighting for position? It is. So Yusuf has gone through on Reese, and he's got to watch out. McJamie, seeing the vulnerability of Reese, and he backs out. He's very wise there from McJamie. Doesn't want to lose that DRS to Yusuf by fighting through these 2 corners where he can lose so much time. And they both get through. This camera's actually pretty cool. But, yeah, 13 seconds from Jax, and then 9 seconds from Plebs. There is 3 different races going on. You're spot on. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Benjamin Cam also said about these races.
Yeah.
It's just three different leagues, really. And this is like the top, the best of the best no assists drivers. And that's an Alpine around. Seb is around.
Spicy.
Yes, Seb's done. Oh,
He's also his front right.
I wonder if that's contact on exit. Yes, but that is disappointing. He's probably going to pit and quit. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. That's just ruined his race completely. I'm not too sure what's happening there. He's been banging wheels with the other Alpine all race. So.
And what Slammers Reese gets the move done into turn 1. What Slammers just said in the chat. Yeah, if one of the top boys go for an undercut, they will come out in that Tom Starling, Al Karudin little battle if they pit early. If they pit later, they should be in front of it, but that could be interesting. That could hold them up, and that could ruin their race. But hats off to Campbell Adams and Jack Humphreys staying with... I mean, they're pretty much it. They're close to esports. They're PSGL F2, the best of the best. Spicy does retire. Sebastian Spicer retires, pits and quits. So that is your 3rd retiree of the night, which is just heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the nature of not running a safety car, right? And it makes it takes the chaos out of it. Like that's the argument for not running safety car is it takes that chaos element out, and that kind of unpredictableness of the race, and it's a pure show of performance between these guys. And I wonder if.
Oh, they pit.
I was thinking that, but I'm wondering if because when you pit and quit the pit and retire, sorry, the car comes back out on track. So you just go out the way. So as we see again, Greg goes from 1st to 3rd with these guys swapping positions. And I wonder if they've practiced this, but they're fighting again. Yusuf through on Reese. Now, I wonder if McJamie's thinking, I didn't get him last time that we went through. I'm quite close now. Do I get him again? And Reese opts to widen the corner so he gets a better run, so he can go back on Yusuf so he doesn't have to defend against McJamie. That was quite smart there from Reese. Not to glaze him any more than I already have, but... Oh! A bit of a slide there from Ferrari Pro. Needs to make sure he doesn't lose touch. Jeez, he lost a lot of time then. But there's Tom to get through. He's consolidated for 10th behind in front of Plebs. And he's actually broke quite late there into that corner. But that group behind, the Al Karudin crew, starting to break free of Potato. And Potato might have some slight damage that he's managing. I would love to check, but unfortunately SimHub is broken, so I can't check the damage, unfortunately, guys.
There's now other mini races. It doesn't look... Oh, he's got front right end plate. Potato has front right end plate done. He does, yep.
Yeah.
Potato's missing his front right end plate, so that is going to harm him.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Because, yeah, he's dropped like a sack of potatoes, as Venti loves to say. That's his go-to line. If you've ever watched Venti commentate, sack of potatoes is his go-to voice line. And I don't know if you still hear Venti, but we love you. And Yusuf goes through on Race again. And Jamie makes it work.
Riley,
and he's tagged him. What happened at front? Sorry. We were watching two battles. Riley lagged back. Riley's now 1.5 seconds off the top 4. That promotes Campbell Adams into a podium position. Riley McKay just lagged behind him. Of course this happened. There's nothing happened. Nothing happens for like 10 laps. And then of course when Riley like lags and then these guys drive into each other.
At the same time.
So I'm not going to cut through them both. But Riley's got to push mega hard here to catch back up. He's got 5/10 that he needs to catch back up here at DRS. Or he pits, which I reckon is what he'll do. If I'm Riley and I've just had a massive slip and I'm not going to get DRS, which I think he actually is. He actually might get DRS here. What a mega last sector.
He's very pushing.
Wow.
He's in.
He's back in.
Oh my
he put
God.
5. That was about 6/10 then back on Jack. So he's burned his whole battery because he was flashing there. Maybe. He maybe burnt it. I'm not too sure. But he's back in. He's nice and safe. Tucked back in. That's incredible. Wow. What a push from Riley.
Been a bit handy now, these top 3, and it's been now on lap 19. This is why
we see our first pit stop.
Running.
Plebs is in. Plebs is in. So that's
right bullet.
Yeah, that is Plebs in. So he's at the back of that group too, and he's looking to ride the bullet. And I do see Potatoes in as well. He might opt to change his front wing. Can you just keep an eye on that? Oh, so they're going soft, hard soft. It is. That's interesting.
His wing.
Yeah, so Potato has fixed his wing, but they're onto the soft. So this is undercut territory here from Plebs. Can he get those tyres fired up enough of which that he can jump into P6 from P11, which is where he was on track?
Yeah, I mean, Potato is done with that front wing change, but yeah, I didn't even think of hard to soft. I was like, why are they staying out so long? But yeah, that is just interesting. I didn't think that was on it just because of how hot it can get here at the streets of Bahrain in the middle of nowhere. Iowa can be very annoying. What will they do? Seems like they're staying out. Yep, the front 5 stay out.
Interesting.
What an effort from Riley.
I can't believe he got back in. He was 6/10 off, and yeah, Greg lets Oscar back through, and he'll get the run here probably on the exit and push back through. But I doubt Campbell Adams is in this group with them, so him being in P3 has actually ruined their flow here. And we're starting to see them all in. They're all in. So all the Group 2 in. Where is Plebs? This is who we've got to watch out for. We're on board with Plebs. On the sauce, 1 lap undercut. Does he undercut this front group?
Oh, he's going to be.
Oh,
it's going to be very close.
It's going to be very close. But he's got no DRS. He sets the fastest final sector. And he's jumped a few. And he's coming through.
Gonna get him.
Will he undercut?
He's got him.
And I think he has. He has got them. He's got to be careful he doesn't run into Race. And he's just undercut everybody. Wow. Power play there from Plebs, pitting a lap earlier. Just jumped the whole field. He's gained 5 positions.
That is madness. That is absolutely madness. And it's...
Well, they're fighting behind
see
too.
Yusuf going for a move on Reese. He just doesn't get it to stick. Reese stays ahead. These two have been battling pretty much all of this race. So yeah, the RBs thankfully didn't double stack, but Plebs now in the lead of that little train. But the top 8 are yet to pit.
I think
Here
we go.
Bags, who they'll jump in. Macaroon. Are they all in?
Oh, except for
Riley stays
Riley,
out.
because he
Yeah,
has
that would've
to.
been double stacking.
He has to.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
has to
screwed
double stack.
Riley, I reckon. That's absolutely screwed Riley because we just saw how much time Plevs gained from his pit stop, and now Riley is staying. He should have gone the lap before. He should have just gone the lap before, and he would have actually undercut everybody. He would have come out in the lead. But then again, they might know more than I do, so that. This might just be up to him. I have no idea where he's going to come out. But that top group, and now Thomas McInnes is in as well. So he will come out behind that other pack. He was actually in that pack. So this will be interesting to see where he comes out in retrospect to the rest, who are all fighting. Reese back through on Plebs, and Plebs is getting eaten here. Yusuf through as well. So Yusuf and Plebs are through, and Thomas McInnes tucks in nice and tightly behind Ferrari Pro. Should get DRS. I think Tom has just come out. Only 6 seconds off. Potato sets the fastest lap as well.
And I'm just looking at the time. Riley has now lost 8 tenths of a second. Now 9 tenths of a second because these softs absolutely cooking. And they've got DRS to swap with. Riley McKay has now lost a whole second since the time that he's pitted. So he is in some strife. But we've seen him do it before, just before, gain an absolute mammoth of a time to get back into his DRS train, and obviously he pits. So where will he come out? I reckon he'll be coming out maybe a second, possibly 2 seconds off of this pretty much front 4 pack, which would put Campbell Adams on a podium position, which is absolutely mental karma. But coming out, Riley, yep, and he's been absolutely swallowed up. That is a pretty big gap. Once I see it, it is 2.1.
Well, he did do 6 tenths. He did do 6 tenths in a sector. Can he do 1.3 seconds in a lap? Who knows? Now, it depends if those guys bunch up for him. And if they do, there might be some questions coming in from the stewards' room about working together as a team. So I'm pretty sure they are quite healthy against it. So we'll see what happens with that time. And I do see Potato has gotten through there on Bags Dell. Riley fastest lap incoming, maybe? Yeah, maybe. But he's got to use all his battery to catch back up this lap. So if he uses all his battery coming up this lap, then he'll need to recharge to go for fastest lap. So we'll see. What were you going to say?
No, I was saying Riley was under 2 seconds briefly there. So he has to push. There's what's about to be 6 laps to go. So it's going to be very hard. I know he is one of the quickest in the region, as this is the top 20 drivers, but it's going to be very hard for him to do it now. 2.2, and you got to wonder, could there be some late penalties? Don't know how many warnings are on Gregory.
Well, we saw him done fastest lap, yeah. So what happens here? Oscar goes through. Does Campbell go through? Because Campbell's not a part of this VA crew. Does he get through? Yes, he does. He's side by side going up to turn 3. He needs to push here. He needs to get into P2 because being P3 sucks in the train. And Jack's all over the back of Campbell looking for the slightest error to push through, and he's touched the back. Yeah, he's touched the back there. There's Campbell Adams on the back of Gregory Bristol. This is starting to spice up on these softs. 5 laps to go. Well, 6 including this one. But Gregory Prisball braking late, going down the outside, side by side. Gregory Prisball and Oscar King going down. Campbell Adams on the inside of Gregory Prisball going to turn 10. And like we saw before, having the outside gives you better grip. And he gets the job done, maintains position. He's got to not push too hard here, Campbell. And he goes to choose defensive, does Greg. And Campbell will get a better run here, but it won't matter. He's got to be careful of Jack. We all know how aggressive Jack can be. And we stay line astern, and we go again.
Yeah, that was very interesting at the first couple of sectors. Yeah, but Riley McKay, 1.5. He's gained 5 to 6 tenths now. But this is where he's going to lose a lot of time with no DRS. It's 1.3. But he's going to lose quite some time. Will we see some shuffling of the top 4? Jack Humphreys looking for a move around the outside into turn 1 for Campbell Adams. Around the outside, Oscar takes this race lead. Jack Humphreys gets ahead of Campbell Adams. His front 4 are really spicing up. Jack Humphreys down the inside. Can he get it done? No, he doesn't. Almost contact. This is getting very spicy. Jack Humphreys down the inside of Oscar King. Can he get the move done? He sends it. There's a bit of wheel banging. He's going to have the inside line. Oh, and he gets pushed off by Oscar down the inside of the hairpin. Jack Humphreys and Oscar King going at it, and they're banging wheels. They are absolutely neck and neck. You can't part them. Oscar King.
Oh, he's made a mistake.
Later. He's gone way too deep. Jack Humphreys is going to get the move done on Oscar King, and Jack Humphreys up to P2, and I'll tell you what, Riley McKay is back into this train.
Yeah, how the hell is Riley back into this? Like, all this fighting, and Jack's just muscled his way from 4th to 2nd. He's been sitting there all race waiting to pounce. He knows these guys are working together, and I tell you what, he's put on a clinic to get himself up into P2 there, as Jack. He did get shoved wide by Prince after he shoved Prince right on it looked like a bit wide on the corner before, but we go again. Coming into lap 25. And you called it beautifully last lap. Jack Humphreys now under threat again from Oscar King. I think he's going to concede it, but he's got to make sure he doesn't lose the position to Campbell Adams. And he doesn't, and they stay nice and tidy going into turn 1. Does Jack think about coming back at Oscar? He's right on the rear wing here of Oscar, but he's just backed off a little bit. And it looks like Oscar recharging going to the end, so we will stay line astern. And they are fighting again, but we've seen it at the back here. I'm not neglecting them. There's things happening elsewhere. But you can see, I do actually see something quickly. They are fighting. Riley's trying to get past Campbell Adams and doesn't get through. And he goes again, tries to think about the inside, but doesn't get it. I don't think he'll get it here. But I was just talking about the group behind. They've actually split up. So Yusuf, Reese Fisher, and McJammy are now in a group. And they've broken Ferrari Pro. So Ferrari Pro's got to make sure. And Al Karudin, bags of Dell fighting. Al Karudin through. I believe he's through. I think he was behind. But these top 5 absolutely going at it. 5 laps to go. Soon to be 4.
This is where it gets spicy here in this race. It's the last stint where everyone wants to be P2 in the train, as you saw. I don't know if you did. Vegas in, I think it was WOR, absolute carnage to be P2 in the train. And what about around the outside? Jack Humphreys, he doesn't get the move done. Campbell Adams down to P5. Riley McKay got the move done. What about Greggy P? Now onto Oscar King into turn 4. Will he go for it? No, he won't. Stays back. He's patient about it. He's P2 in the train, so he could get the DRS down the start-finish straight, or even after turn 10. So this is very, very interesting, Karma, for this race lead.
Yeah, it is quite interesting, and it's quite interesting just like flicking around and having a look at all these other battles that are happening around the track. We got a 1v1v1, 2 of those groups, 3 cars all fighting, and then you've got this top group. And the fact that Campbell Adams got squeezed out from P2 back down to P5 is just shows the brute strength of these guys, because Jack has now weaned himself in the middle of this pack of 3, and he's just got to get the willpower to get past these guys. 4 laps remaining. Well, 3 at the end of this one. He's just got to have it in him. Does he have the will? And will he go through here with Greggy P on Oscar King into turn 1? Or will Riley go? Because Riley's very close to the back of Jack. And he gets a little slipstream there from Greg. And Jack goes down the inside of Oscar into turn 1. What a move. Late braking pushes Oscar out, makes him unsettled. And he's under threat now from Riley. Jack's going to be under threat now again by Oscar King. And Oscar King probably will push it down the inside, and he does. And Jack goes for the switchback. What a move. What a switchback from Jack.
Switcheroo.
That was very, very nice from Jack. And Oscar's thinking about it into the downhill hairpin. What a move from Jack Humphries, securing that position back. He's got one to go if he wants to win this race. Greg Prisball, he's been strong all race. Up in the top 3, no less. And he's in the lead. Can he maintain it?
That is the question. Greg, you thought for a second there, could Greg may have gotten away from Jack and Oscar and Riley and Campbell? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. If you're P2 in the train, you're looking good as we're about to start the second last lap, the penultimate lap of OFI.
What does Jack do? If Jack goes for it, he's going to be screwed on the final lap. As we see here, Prince is going for it. He's going for it on Jack. And what does Jack do? This is a really bad camera angle, but Jack defends. He stays on the outside. There's a lot of wheel banging there between Prince and Jack, and through goes Riley. Riley through on the inside. They're 3 wide into turn 4. Riley is through this contact. Riley pushes him wide, and Riley, after being 2.3 seconds off, after having a pit 1 lap later, is now in P2 chasing down the lead.
That is mental. Riley, he's been 1.5 back, he's been 2.3 back, and now he's back into P2 in this race as we're looking into turn 10. Very tricky corner. They seem to all do it well. We saw Prince go a bit deep, and that let Jack get the run on him, but Greggy P does not have DRS, but it's not going to matter. Riley McKay is going to stay behind him, and I'll tell you what, these Veloce drivers are going to want to clean sweep this podium. They clean swept every single qualifying session, but can they do it for this race as we are about to start the final lap of the race? Take it away, Karma.
Here we go. One last round. Down in turn 1. Boxing gloves are on. Battery is fully ready to go. Down the back, down the start straight. Greggy P on the inside has to let Riley go with the DRS. Now, what does Jack do? Jack is saving. Is he thinking about getting the run down into turn 4? Greg pushes Riley through turn 1, and this is it. This is essentially your second last overtaking opportunity on the track. And Greg, he decides to stay line astern, no 3 wide into turn 4. He's maintaining his gap. He's got to stay within that time, and I do see that they are fighting their 3 wide into turn 1. But I just got to make sure they stay on this lead just in case I see anything, as this is the final lap, and we've got 5 cars fighting for the lead as Reese gets through on McJamie, and they're fighting going into turn 4. But we just got to make sure, does Riley win by having to pit 1 lap later? He's got 1 lap fresher tyres than the rest. Does Greg push? He's pushing, but not close enough. Jack consolidating in 3rd, it looks like. Just wants to get the car home, but it's between these top 2. I don't think Jack can win. If Greg has enough battery left to push Riley, he does, but I think it's over. I think it might be Riley's race here. What a absolute comeback after he made the mistake at turn 1. Cost him time. Riley McKay you're going to be the round 1 OFI6 winner here at Bahrain, followed by Greg Prisball, Jack Humphries, Oscar King, and Campbell Adams, all separated by 2 seconds. Now, here we go. P6 down to P10. Who's it going to be? Reese going down the outside of Yusuf into the final corner. They make contact. Reese going around the outside makes him work for it, but I think Yusuf's just got it on Reese Fisher. And Reese goes down the outside, doesn't get it. Oh, so close. 0.8 thousandths of a second. 8 thousandths of a second separates them between P6 and P7. And Bags Liddell.
Bags?
I didn't even see that.
What is that?
Did Bags get him?
I don't think so. He didn't. He just missed out.
But I can't believe it. I'm just going to chuck us over to our Results screen. Driver of the day. Obviously going to be Riley McKay. Wowee, what a finish. What a finish. Oh,
It was mental.
wow. We had 3 separate races going on, essentially, that race. And Riley unfortunately made that mistake earlier on. And his teammate his teammate in the race being the other Mercedes forced him to pit later. And that extra grip that he's had after having to push back and catch back up after they were fighting has allowed him to get the extra pace to win the race. I can't believe it. What a race. I'm so glad I called that race.
That was so fun.
What a fun end to that race. We had 215 beautiful people sitting here watching this race alongside us, having to listen to my voice. And as you can see, Gregory Priswell with the fastest lap, so he will take the fastest lap point for this Grand Prix. But what a finish. What a finish. The top 5 separated by 1.2 seconds, and unfortunately, Reese Fisher missing out by 8 thousandths of a second on Yusuf. Well done by Yusuf for finishing. I'm just getting all the stats here for Slammer. But unfortunate for Reese there on Yusuf. But congratulations to Yusuf for having to race on pad with a damaged ankle, not being able to use his sim rig. And that's a great performance from him. I'm sure he'll be happy with P6.
Yeah, that was very, very good racing. It was very spicy at the end there. I don't know how Riley has won that race after being 1.5 seconds back from a bit of a desync, and then 2.3 seconds back from getting screwed over with Campbell Adams, obviously being on the same team as him. So, yeah, hats off to Riley and hats off to Jack Humphreys on the podium, I believe.
Yeah, Jack's in P3, oh my God, that was just phenomenal. Like, you just see that the 3 wide, I did see somewhere in the chat that somebody said that Riley might get reported for the move across. Like we saw, we had the 3 cars coming through turn 4 there in the second last lap, and Riley did just move across that pushed Jack, that squeezed Jack into Prince. Is there a penalty for that? Obviously, we'll leave that to the stewards. To do with the stewards as well, the reports will be out. I'm not too sure when the reports will be out, but there are third-party stewards, and both the reporting windows for both races close on 7:30 on Friday night. So they have plenty of time to get that all sorted. But that was the moment there that people did think that, was there a bit of contact, and would that give up his win? Because if he does get a penalty there for making contact, he drops straight to 5th, and he put so much work in to get back up. We saw him make a 6/10 gap up in a sector. He did that. We saw him catch back up 1.3 seconds in 2 laps, and he did that. So, he did so much work to be able to catch back up. Now, I believe we're going to get some interviews going.
So,
now,
let's
have a look. So, Slammer has joined the little Discord. I believe he may be dragging in people one at a time. So we'll start with our P3 for tonight. Jack Humphreys, mate, can you hear us?
Yeah.
How
All
you
good.
doing, man? What a race.
Yeah, it was intense.
What a freaking race. Talk us through that last couple of laps. What was going through your head? Did you think that you had to that you needed to just jump into the P2? And because obviously being P3 in a train sucks. Were you trying to push for that P2? What was your strategy going into that last 5 laps?
No idea of a 3v1 then at the end of that race. I had no idea what to do. You couldn't really decide where you wanted to go. They were smart with their swapping, but I forgot it was a team event, not a solo event.
Yeah, and I did mention on the stream that there are these, obviously people are sitting in groups. Like I definitely know that people lower down in the field tonight were sitting in groups working together. I do know that for a fact. It's a matter of, if this was happening in the middle of the pack, is it as much of an impact as it is obviously at the top? Well, no, but is it acceptable? I don't know. Might have to have a speak about it. Might be a topic of conversation in between OFI rounds 2 and 3, but ignoring that whole fact, were you pretty happy with your overall race?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, like I just you have no idea where you end up in these types of races. Like your quali could be bad, and then your race could be good, and it could be the opposite. So I guess I'm happy where I am, where I got P3. So yeah.
Yeah, there's obviously 6 rounds. You gotta finish all 6 rounds to get maximum amount of points you can. So it's a good start for you, Cam. You got anything else that you'd like to ask Jack?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up. Although, obviously Thursday we have Saudi Arabia OFI. How are you feeling for that one, Jack? Are you confident? Any worries for it?
No, I haven't really done it in a while. Was focused on Bahrain a bit more, but it's a good track on this game. I'm not a big fan of it on this game, mainly because of the handling model. But I think it'll be a good track and a good race like this one, maybe even better with more DRS zones or longer.
Yeah, it will be. And how do you feel that you're going to be going up against me next on Thursday, mate?
I think I might see a name at the bottom of the screen during the race. But
Oh, savage. Straight savage.
Oh
Now,
wow!
just before we leave you, I just wanted to quickly chat about second last lap, 3 wide into turn 4. You were in the thick of that. What's your perception of that?
yeah, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I did get completely cut off and nearly put Prince in the wall with how aggressive Riley was moving to the left. But I don't know if his mirrors weren't working or something, but he had 2 cars next to him.
Mm. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate your words, and always good to see you on the podium, mate. You're always improving every single time that I speak with you, and it's good to see that you are once again finishing on the podium here as a OFI champion and OFI race winner.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to race against you on Thursday and see you in the rest of the OFI. So congratulations, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Wow, that was some passionate words there from Jack. He wasn't too happy about lap 28. But obviously, it's all up to the stewards. And I can imagine this being, the top level that it is here, that anything and everything will get reported because the worst they can say is no. So, obviously, if there's anything unreasonable, you might get pulled up on it. But that's completely reasonable to be investigated. But we have our P2 sitter, Gregory Prisball, absolutely on it all night, leading practically most of the race, switching in and out with Prince and Riley throughout the whole race. And he's finished P2. Greg, so close. You were so close. You were so close. Talk us through the last couple laps, mate, and what was your strategy?
Yeah, well, the last few laps, you can't do much, can you? If you're second going into the last lap, you win 9 out of 10 times, so you can't even defend. But yeah, what can you do? It was a good race from my side. A lot of mistakes though. It was not perfect, but good for just a good managed race.
Yeah, it was like you stayed out of all of not the carnage. It was out of all of the drama of lap 28. And you were able to stay ahead. Did you have enough battery going through that last lap where you thought that you might have a chance to come back at him?
Well, he had the fresher tires, and the tires here, like 1 lap. If you've got 1 lap fresher tires, it's like 6 tenths a lap. It's not even close. So when I saw he was behind me and I saw the gap to Jack, I was like, I'll just take P2 because there's no point trying to fight, get in an incident, and yeah, it was just unfortunate. That's how the game goes, and I don't want to cause any trouble in round 1 by trying to drop back with DRS. So just took the P2.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said to Jack, like he sounded quite disappointed with P3. But you just got to remind yourself, well, this is race 1 of 3, of not 6, sorry, and essentially you are nevertheless you're second in the championship, essentially, and if like Riley has a bad race, it instantly promotes you if you are having a good one as well. So being P2 is still good. Now, Jack did mention about obviously you, Oscar, and Riley working together in some form. Was that the case? I would assume that was the case.
Well, we're not trying to we're not holding everyone up so that we get 1, 2, 3. We're just driving, not killing each other.
Yep. Yeah. So it's what I think. It's also like it's easy to criticize from when you're not in the engine room per se. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cam, got anything for Greg?
Um, obviously, Karma asked Jack, but what are your thoughts? Turn 4 up 28. No, might not say much, just because of what happened. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I just saw a proximity arrow get very close to me, and 3 proximity arrows all next to each other. So that's all my comments.
Well, we'll have to see if that does get reported, and then obviously Jeddah on Thursday with Mr. Torpedo himself, Karma.
That is not
how-
me. That is not me. That's if anyone remembers, if anybody's seen me commentate the old league OSRL, we used to have a guy there they used to call the ICBM, and I am not him. I refuse to be him. I think Greg, you know who I'm talking about, maybe, but Slammer knows what I'm talking about. I used to call him the ICBM because he used to straight line people into turn 1. But yeah, coming into Jeddah. Have you? Because obviously we got the 2 rounds back to back. How's your prep gone for Jeddah as well as Bahrain?
Well, I think as much as I can get in like the 5 days I had prep, just moved houses and it was stressful getting the prep done. So that's also a positive this week. I'm glad I got P2 round 1 because it takes a lot of pressure off for tomorrow.
Yeah, and it was so close in qualifying between you, Riley, and Oscar. Did you think you could have gone a bit quicker?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I
I thought
we
so.
sold
I
all
thought
of us.
I thought so. It was so damn close. So damn close.
Yeah.
But congratulations on P2. I don't doubt that you won't be on the podium again. You'll be here probably maybe every week even. But I tell you what, keep up the good work. It was great to see you out there racing in Oceania, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
Greg,
Lucky last,
Here he
but
is.
he's also first. Riley McKay, how have you done it? You lost 6/10 to the group ahead of you after a mistake, and then you made it back up, and then you had to pit after your teammate, and then you ended up 2.3 seconds back, and you caught up after some infighting. Talk us through it, mate. What a race from you.
Thank you, Karma. Well, firstly, the mistake was a screen freeze, so
Oh.
for thought my game crashed. And I teleport and Jack ran 1.5 seconds, and then got to catch that bit on my battery. And then I'm like the impending double stack. I just after I got back in DRS, I was like, oh well, that's not good because I got double stack. And so yeah, I should have boxed 19 in the end, to be honest. But because I thought that Campbell would box 19, so I stayed out to like 2021, 2.5 off. Was honestly hoping just to maybe fast lap and nick a point. And at the top, I started fighting, allowed me to get back into DRS with a lap fresher tires. I mean, pretty decent advantage, especially with a soft tire. And had to work my way through the pack and manage the battery, make smart moves, and position myself well for the last lap to get the win.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wrote you off after you got essentially well, I wouldn't say screwed, but you got stitched up with Campbell Adams following everybody else in. And I actually say on stream, I said you should have gone 19 or like because you ended up behind them, so you essentially then could dictate. Well, if they don't go in, then I'll go in. And
Yeah,
essentially, I think lap 20 for you was like, well, if they don't go in, I go in. And then they went in and you had to stay out. And I thought that was you finished. Because we saw Plebs earlier pit, and he was at the back of his train. and then he pit and he just went straight to the front and jumped like 5 cars, and we're like,
Mm.
oh crap,
Yeah.
Riley might be
Yeah,
screwed
well-
here. But no, you've put on an absolute clinic, mate. I'm very impressed, and I'm sure everybody else that watched tonight was very impressed with the way that you went about yourself. However, it's not a win without controversy. I've asked the other two. I've got some pretty differing opinions. Lap 28, mate. You already know I'm going to ask you. Lap 28. Talk us through turn 4.
Was this Jack and Prince?
Yes.
Well, from memory, this is when I was 3 wide and I backed out, right? Yeah, I think I was. That's the one. Look, it's just hard racing, I think. Maybe one of them's at fault, but I don't, from what I've seen on my POV, nothing really pennable there. I'll probably look back at the stream and see some onboards, but my opinion right now is it probably hard racing incident.
Yeah, it's also like when I was speaking with Jack was pretty furious about it, because obviously when you're in the sandwich and you're in his perception of, you know, these 3 guys are working together, rah rah rah, and then you get squeezed like that, it's very frustrating. And you know, you can get very frustrated, and if I was him, I'd be as frustrated as him. So
Yeah.
look, it's obviously it's going to be up to the stewards. I have got a fantastic view of it on the stream, and it will probably be used as supporting evidence. But that in itself, it probably is hard racing. I don't think personally, if I was a steward, I wouldn't say it. But then again, I got no say. But excluding that, mate, clinic, absolute clinic. You were on pole as well, weren't you?
No, I sold, but
Yes, it was.
Out in the end.
Yeah, it was Greg.
Oscar.
Yeah,
And then me.
no,
then
it was
I think
Oscar, you,
Campbell?
then Greg. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I
You all at
grabbed
the
up a
same
little bit, yeah.
time. Like it was
Yeah.
like all 3 of you, and you all 3. Like I bet you, if I got Oscar in here right now, he'd say the same thing that he sold. Like
Yeah, well, mine and not to bag it up. Well, me and Greg did do 7s consistently before, so it was a bit disappointing, but it was still good enough
Jeez.
for a starting position. But
well, mate, you're still half a second, 8 tenths faster than the rest of the grid. Like you guys are in a different league. I just want to say, Campbell Adams, first race in the OFI. I'm just going to ask you because I didn't ask the other two. Were you quite impressed with his pace tonight?
yeah, well, I don't really know what other alias he raced under. I think it was on Xbox. I don't really know much about him, where he was from, but I was quite surprised with the pace in quali. I can't lie. He was up there and decently closer to. I didn't expect him to be the guy right on us in quali. To be honest, so impressed to him, and big congratulations, because it's no easy feat for stick with the best guys in the region and to outperform some of them. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And like I said, absolute clinic. Cam, what have you got for Riley? You got anything on your mind that I haven't asked?
Just obviously amazing race, and what a comeback! I think everyone in the chat was going crazy about it. Very far back, and DRS is everything, and not having DRS even for 2 laps can ruin your race, as we saw with that second pack finishing a pit stop behind you, lads. But Saudi Arabia Thursday. How are you feeling for that one, Riley?
Well, if this was anything to go by, Saudi will be more chaotic and more drama, because Saudi is nose and tail. So, look, anything can happen at Saudi. Quali is merely just for show there, I can't lie. So, yeah, it'll be a fun race, but a chaotic one and a hard one to manage.
Yeah, it will be. Bit of DRS chicken, maybe? Or do you...
I mean,
Ooh.
There's some of
I
that
want to get into the
tonight.
stewards' room for something silly now.
Yeah, there was some of that tonight as well. A bit of DRS chicken, but... Nevertheless, we'll be joined with... Actually, crap, I've already forgotten. Who is commentating? It's Zandon and... who's the other one?
And then Matt, is it Matt Skills? Let me check.
Who is... Slammer, who is commentating tomorrow night? Because I know you're in here. I know you're listening. Oh my god, I have forgotten.
It's Zandon and J-Man.
Yes, Zandon and J-Man will be here tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Thursday night here at 7:30 Melbourne Sydney time. I believe it's Melbourne and Sydney. To present round 2 of the OFI6 here at Jeddah. And I tell you what, it's going to be absolutely bananas. I think Riley is spot on. It's going to be nose to tail. Sector 1 is just going to be crazy. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Maybe no safety car. Obviously, you get to choose your setups in the race. Will we see some variations in the setup tonight? Didn't really look like that, but we might see it in Jeddah. And thank you all for watching tonight. I appreciate your time.
Hey. Pants. What pants you wearing?
Oh,
Huh?
okay. Oh, yes. I have forgotten. All right. Am I? What pants am I wearing, fellas? Am I?
No, you're not getting away that quick,
I've
mate.
gotta-
You are not getting away that quick.
Yes. I've got to stand, right? All right. Here we go. I think Joey is spot on. We're in the suit pants, baby. We've got the full kit, full blown kit, baby. It's always pink kit. I went the pink kit tonight. Hey, the first time I was wearing tracksuit pants. The second time I was wearing suit pants, and this time I was wearing suit pants. So if the pattern follows, next time I'm on, keep it in mind. I know that all of you 81 people that have stayed here to the end have been waiting for me to show my pants.
Yes. And you almost got away without it.
And I almost got away without it. So that's 2 in a row. And sorry, I've been boring. I'll be a bit more exciting next time, fellas. I'll keep you intrigued. I'll show some hair. All right, I'll show you. But we do have Slammer is in here. Slammer, do you want to say anything about round 1? If you would like to speak at all, do you want to say anything about tonight? If not, we'll wrap it up. But yeah, we had 200. I think we cracked it. I think we got to 215 or something towards the end there. Slammer, you're probably keeping track.
Yes,
yeah.
220, but we've just gone and raided George now, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, we're about to, I think.
Yeah, so we're about to raid Jordan Morgan. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we'll catch you on Thursday.